How's it, Godzilla fans, kaiju fans, collectors, and just general people of YouTube? This is Chanzilla 1964 coming back to you with yet another figure review. This time we will be reviewing the Godzilla Tokyo S.O.S Battle Brawl figure set. Now, I hope you guys are not thinking that these are 6-inch figures, because sadly they're not 6-inch figures, and we do not yet have a 6-inch figure of this guy, which is very sad, but I'm anticipating we should be getting one soon, because we are getting a Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla Kiryu, the one with the blue pack, coming out this November, which is awesome. Highly anticipating for that. Definitely getting that figure and reviewing it. So, yeah. But without further ado, let's get into the review. And starting off with Godzilla here, the detail on this guy, on actually all of these guys, is pretty much a good amount of detail that you'd find on a 6-inch figure. Granted, it may not be as crisp because these guys are about 3 to 4 inches, more on the 4-inch side, but the detail is still really good on this guy. As you see, that Godzilla scales, the Godzilla dorsal plates, even some detail on the dorsal plates is still really good. All the way to the tip of the tail. You got his spikes, although there's some paint missing over here, which I guess it's a Bandai thing. It's okay. But yeah, underside of the tail detail, as well as his feet. Got his detail on his feet. And then his chest. His chest even has a little bit amount of detail over here. The scar on his chest, which is really good. As well as his hands. So, yeah. Detail on this guy is really good. You got the Godzilla S.O.S face, Tokyo S.O.S face. Which I find it weird that they changed the suits in between these series, where they made Godzilla look a little more softer, a lot less mean. Which, I mean, personally, I like this design for Godzilla better than the Godzilla 2001. It's just a personal taste, even though the Godzilla 2000 was the one I grew up with, knowing. But yeah. On top of detail, the paint is very nice as well. You got the pink, real nice pink on the scar over here. A little bit of paint spillage, but that's no biggie. The mouth is painted very nicely with the painted tongue and the individually painted teeth. Eyes are painted nicely. The spines, the back spines, are painted very nicely as well. But this being a second-hand figure, there's a bit of rubbage, I guess you can say, or Bandai may have missed some spots because there's some paint missing over here. It looks like there's paint there, but it's actually just the vinyl color, but yeah. And then, like I said, there's no paint at the going from here on. Oh, paint on the claws though, which is really good. But yeah, the paint is actually really good, and I'm hoping they paint the 6-inch figure this way when the Movie Monster Series figure of this guy comes out, because if not, I'm gonna be a little unhappy because we're getting this amount of paint and detail on a 4-inch figure, but we can't get on the 6-inch. Unexcusable. But moving on, articulation for this guy, his arms can move, his legs can move, and his tail can move. So yeah, general Godzilla articulation with how Godzilla was articulated way back when from Bandai. But yeah. And then moving on to the next figure, we have let's go with Mothra. So Mothra over here, it's pretty much a small version of the 6-inch figure. Which I wish that they would paint Mothra more like this, especially for the Tokyo S.O.S Mothras, that they're painting more like this, because I appreciate the light colors for her. Even though it's not accurate, it gives her a bit more softness, it's a really pretty color, may I add, this color. So yeah, yeah. But this color can be found all throughout for the wings especially. And then there's a little highlight of this orange, darker version of this color on the back and the top of the head. And on the other side of the belly. And then you got the regular Mothra wing patterns, which are fully colored. And even these parts are fully colored, which they didn't do on the original Mothra figures. So it's like, the heck, Bandai. But yeah, this is a 6-inch Mothra figure, see? It's a bit smaller, but yeah, the paint on this guy is really nice, or gal, And the detail, as usual for Mothra and for all these figures, superb. Very, very superb. Got the little moth eyes over there and the moth mouth, as well as the mandibles. But yeah, no issues in the paint department. In fact, it excels over the regular 6-inch figures. Onto articulation, the wings move a little bit. They're not glued into place, even though you shouldn't move them or try to rotate them. But the head does go 360. It's a little stiff, but that's okay. But yeah, this is a really good Mothra figure. Bandai, this detail, paint job, articulation is what you should aim for any Mothra figure going forward. Just saying. Because, I mean, both sides of the wings are painted on this guy. Both sides. Which I hugely appreciate. So, yeah. But yeah, like I said, superb figure. Hope to be seeing this from now on out. Even though I doubt we're going to be seeing this amount of detail and paint from Bandai. But yeah. And moving on to Mothra Larva, the female version of her. This figure turned out really nice as well, even though it's missing the dark highlights that was on the 8-inch figure, which is A-okay. As well as a few dots on the head here for her, which can actually be found on the male one, which I'll show you guys in a bit. But besides the paint, the detail work on this guy is phenomenal, because the detail from the 8-inch figure is very nicely shown on this one, even up to the tip of the Mothra tail over here, as well as the Mothra face. The detail work is very nice with all the cracks. Even the crack on the head over here is very nicely done by Bandai. Very nicely shown off on this little figure. Which, in my opinion, this figure would work well with the 6-inch figures, because I know Mothra is quite a bit smaller than Godzilla, especially with the scene where she bites onto the tail, or the male one bites onto the tail, but yeah. But that's besides the point. Moving on, articulation for this Mothra larva, typical Mothra larva articulation, only the head moves. But yeah. Moving on to the male figure. The paint you're going to find is a lot heavier, because you have the dots on the head, which there should also be some on the female one. That's okay. And you're also going to find more detail work, because on the male one, I noticed, which is interesting, and I only figured this out recently, even after having the 8-inch male figure for a while, is that there's some scars or spikes, I guess, on his face, which I thought was a really neat detail that is from the movie and got transitioned to these figures. So yeah, really, really good job, Bandai. And then you still got the cracks on the Mothra head showing really nicely for this guy. And then the open mouth, this one has an open mouth. And the detail for the open mouth for this Mothra is really, really nice, actually, if this would just focus. Because you have the part where the webs would be spitting out in the back there. And for this to be on a 4-inch figure is really, really good. And also got the detail over there too, on the sides of the mouth, which is really nice. So yeah. And then similar detail from here on out for the body, going down for the female Mothra. Although this one has a little heavier paint as well. And the female one are just more noticeable. But yeah. Oh, underside of these two, detail work as well is the same and looks very, very nice, might I add. But yeah. The plane is just a plane. The detail work on this guy is really good as well. A little bit of etching on the bottom of it, as well as the thrusters. There's some detail work on the thrusters, which is really, really cool. Only thing is, sadly, there's no paint. But that's okay, because there's quite a bit of paint on the cockpit, as well as the Japanese flag dots, the circles over there. But yeah, the detail work on this thing is really nice. They got the 03 too, the vents, as well as the different panel works, and a little shading over your gray. So yeah, I think Bandai did outdo themselves with this plane. Obviously no articulation, nothing moves, or nothing should move. But yeah. Oh, they even include the hangar door over here, which is really cool. But really cool plane. Really, really cool plane. And last but not least, the counterpart for the plane is Mechagodzilla himself. So funny thing for Bandai is this thing has more paint on it than the 6-inch figure that just recently came out, because there's paint for the neck over here, paint for the inner thighs, no paint on this parts. There's even paint under the arms over here. So yeah, I mean, granted there's no paint over here, which Bandai has the paint over here. And similar thing with Bandai, there's no paint on the tail, but it's just very interesting. Because they also have the painted arrow, which is really, really nice. The eyes are really nicely painted, as well as the red line. And then that's basically it for Mechagodzilla, because it's a silver robot. Except for this part isn't painted, but that's okay. Then detail work on this guy is very, very nice. It's similar, if not the same, as the 6-inch figure, or for this one to be the 8-inch figure. But they had to move these spines up, I guess. So in this way, it's similar to the 6-inch figure, detail-wise. But yeah, paint department and detail department, it's really, really nice. And I really like how this version of Mechagodzilla is a little more hunched over than the regular versions, where he's more so standing upright and then he's looking down for the Bandai 6-inch figures. That's definitely one thing that the these smaller Kiryu figures get right, is that he's more so hunched down or a little hunched over compared to just standing straight up, which is kind of what the Bandai figures show, I guess is the right word for it. I can't find the right word right now, but yeah. And even the detail on the fingers are really shine. But yeah. You guys have been seeing a bit of articulation for Kiryu over here. Typical Kiryu articulation, both of his arms move, his body kind of moves, not too much though, and then the tail moves. In only one, please. Oh, and the head. The head moves as well. So yeah, that does it for this box set though. I mean, it's a really, really nice box set. It's pretty much smaller versions of what the 6-inch figures would have been, or what are, or would be, or even the 8-inch figures are. And I'm hoping one day Bandai does come out with a 6-inch version of this guy for the Bandai Movie Monster Series line. And they do a repaint for this Mothra, for the Tokyo S.O.S one, because the one we recently got, I mean, I know they showed, it's pretty much the Tokyo S.O.S model of Mothra, especially for the larva over here. Even though it's supposed to be the one from 1992, Mothra, Godzilla versus Mothra Battle for Earth. That's what it was supposed to have been, but it wasn't quite, because the sculpt's definitely not right, that paint is definitely not right. So I don't know what Bandai was going for there, unless they're foreshadowing something where they're going to give us a Heisei Mothra figure, which would be great, and a reissue of the Heisei Mothra larva figure, which would also be great to pair along with it. Because, I mean, we have the Heisei Batra, or there's only one Batra, so we have a Bandai Movie Monster Series Batra figure now. So we're just waiting for the Heisei Mothra figure to come out to go alongside it. So Bandai, get on that. And then also get on this guy, because, you know, we're also waiting on him. And if you guys are remaking the old Tokyo S.O.S figures, because you got the female one, now we need the male one. So yeah. But with that being said, do I recommend you guys pick up this box set? Yes, if you guys are able to find it and find it for the right price, because these guys are pretty rare and pretty hard to come by. And yeah, just open one, so do with it as you may, say what you want. I'm more so for the play of the figures. than the value. Even though I'm probably going to sell these guys down the line, far down the line. But yeah, I would definitely recommend you guys get this one. I got mine for a decent price on, again, the website is surugaya.jp. It's a Japanese website. The shipping was very fast. Processing was relatively quick as well. So if you guys have any figure needs or anything that you want to shop for that may be in Japan, I would recommend checking out that site just to see what they have and if they have what you want, which may be in the States for a considerable price, because originally I saw this box set on eBay for about $165, which I wasn't about to pay for. And when I went to look on surugaya.jp, it ended up being $65, which was $100 drop, which was, great find for me. So yeah, but yeah, that'll be it for this review, guys. If you guys like this video, be sure to leave a thumbs up down below. If you guys want to tell me anything, if you guys want to tell me how dumb I was for opening this box set, then by all means leave a comment down below in the comment section. Or if you want to tell me how great the review is too, you can also do that. But if you like what you see on this channel, be sure to subscribe. And until next time, everyone, this has been Chanzilla 1964 saying peace. Okay, wait. Actually, before I head out, we'll also be pumping out the other figure reviews soon. That's if they haven't been pumped out soon, because I'm kind of filming this before editing everything else and then putting it all together. So yeah, note for future self, don't put out this video before the Batra, Damaijin, and Mega Gears one. Okay? Alright. Peace, bye.